We're here with Kyle Lacy. Kyle, it's great to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
For our global audience, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I've been in the social media world for about 7 years. I'm an author of 3 books, and I work for a company called ExactTarget, where I do a lot of marketing research and education on behalf of our clients. We're a global software company that delivers email, mobile, social, marketing automation, websites, pretty much everything you can think about when it comes to interactive marketing.
So Kyle, one of the things we're talking about here at Social Media Marketing World is trends and predictions, and perhaps you can elaborate on maybe what we should be looking into in the next 12 months or so.
Yeah, so based off our research at ExactTarget, what I do, we're seeing that cross-channel, the idea that a consumer is using multiple channels, whether that's email, mobile, social, is happening now, but it's also going to be a trend in the future. The consumer's doing it now, but not necessarily the marketer, right? The software provider. So a trend is your ability as a brand to deliver a message to somebody based off of exactly what they want, when they want it, no matter what channel you're communicating with them on, whether it's social, mobile, or email, or any of the other different digital channels. I think that data plays a big part of that, and I think data is also a trend that people need to be looking at, whether that's a management of data or the idea of big data, which is also a trend that a lot of people talk about that we really don't know what it means. But that's what I would say would be the prediction.
And what does that big data mean?
Big data is just your ability to manage all those interactions and deliver a unified experience to a consumer. Right? Because I think that all of us want that from a brand. If I buy a certain product from somebody, I want my email, social, mobile, every interaction I have with that brand to be based around that product because that's what I like, right? Instead of this batch and blast mentality, we're just trying to get past that in terms of any channel, social, mobile, or email, especially social, because we do that a lot in terms of automating things.
One of the things you're an expert on, if you will, is Twitter. And you know, in general, when we talk about platforms, you talked about cross-utilization of platforms. I do get this question a lot, and when I ask it to you for our audience, which is, everybody tends to get Facebook, they tend to get YouTube, some of the other platforms, they don't necessarily tend to get Twitter as either users or corporations. Could you expand on that topic?
Yeah, so when we went and actually interviewed consumers on why they use Twitter, the majority of them said it was to get updates from companies. So when you like or follow, a follow brand on Twitter, the majority of the time they're wanting an update, so a product update or an update from the CMO or an update from the CEO. So it's more about content distribution than it is actually sales, because we use it as more of a communication channel. Consumers in general use it as a communication channel. So we need to think about Twitter being more of a communication channel instead of a sales channel. Now it can be used for that, but you need to focus on the communication portion of that.
And you know, Diners Club, as you can see, you know, has the word club in it. We're very proud of that. We're very proud that club is part of our DNA. We feel more of a club than a company. And perhaps you can tell our audience and anybody that would watch this video, what could companies do in order to connect better with their constituencies, with people that are following them, so that they feel they belong to that community or that brand?
I think it's understanding the aspect of the brand now, because I think brand's changing dramatically with social, with digital. I think it's the idea that your employees, your customers, everybody in that ecosystem that you have as a company is part of your brand, right? The reason why Fiji water is $6 is because it's from Fiji and they designed it differently and they have a community of people around that. So it's about taking your brand and allowing your customers, your employees, to create content for that brand, and that forms community, and it will in the future. It did in the past. We just have the ability to create that content faster than we did before because of social channels like Facebook and Twitter.
Well, thank you again so much for joining us, Kyle.
Absolutely,
And thanks again
thank you
for sharing your knowledge with our global audience.
Thank you.